Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a special college football edition of Robert Sports Show. Like y'all seen last week, I started doing the top AP top 5 picks. So basically what I do is look at the top 5 and I decide, do picks based on that. Obviously college football is getting down to nitty gritty here. We're about a little over a month away from figuring out who's going to be in the Final Four playoffs. Obviously, number 4, Auburn lost this past week. Wow, you had Alabama going into LSU and Death Valley and winning on Saturday night, which doesn't happen for the opponents very often. I did the top 5 last week. I went 3-2. I got the Alabama game and the Auburn game wrong. I was kind of rooting for LSU to beat Alabama at home, and obviously Auburn lost, and I lost that one. So we're going to do the same thing this week. I ended up going to the 1 through 8 in the AP because there was 2 teams with bye weeks. So I ended up doing 5 picks there, plus I got an extra pick in. All right, we'll get to it. Number 1, Mississippi State 9-0 versus number 4, 8-1 Alabama. Alabama is actually favored by 7.5 on this. I'm taking the number 1 ranked Mississippi State to win. I just think being number 1 ranked, being 9-0, that they are a little better than Auburn, or a little better than Alabama. I know Alabama's only loss was to Ole Miss, 23-17. I don't know. I think Mississippi State is pretty good right now. I think they're going to be able to win this. Number 2, we got 9-0 Florida State versus Miami, Florida. Florida State's only favored by 3 in this. I know the 9-0, they win this game, which I picked them to win. They'll be 10-0. I don't think they have a quality enough schedule at 10-0 to make that Final Four. Unfortunately, there's currently 9 one-loss teams. I think they'll make it over a 1-loss team or even a 2-loss team if they keep winning. But I don't think their wins are as strong as these SEC teams. Number 3, Oregon has actually got a bye week. They're 9-1. Number 4, Alabama is playing number 1, Mississippi State. Number 5, TCU at 8-1 versus the 1-5 Kansas team. TCU is favored by 28.5. Obviously, I believe TCU will win that and they'll cover the points. We have number 6, Baylor, who's actually off this week. We have number 7, Arizona State at 8-1 versus Oregon State at 4-5. Arizona's favored by 10. Picking Arizona to win that. Number 8, Ohio State at 8-1. Versus 7-2 Minnesota. Ohio State is favored by 13. This is a Big Ten matchup. You got Ohio State leading the East at 8-1. Minnesota is 7-2 in second place in their West Division. I see an upset here. Obviously Ohio State's playing pretty good under Urban Meyer, but I think they're going to overlook Minnesota at 7-2. And I think Ohio State, this could be a hiccup for them, so I'm picking Minnesota to win. Obviously, last week I talked a lot about the SEC basically, beating each other and costing each other a shot at the playoffs. Obviously we got a couple big SEC matchups here. You got Mississippi State and Alabama. You got, just looking at what these teams are going to do, Auburn lost last week, and I thought Alabama was going to lose. So you got LSU at 3 losses now. You got an Ole Miss that's got 2 losses. You got an undefeated Mississippi State versus 1-loss Alabama. If Mississippi State wins that, Alabama's got 2 losses. If Alabama wins, you got Mississippi State there with 1 loss. How far do they fall in the standings? Obviously, Oregon 9-1. They're going to have a cakewalk probably through the Pac-12. TCU, they're in the Big 12. Big 12 making some noise here. And kind of the sleeper of all this, number 21, Marshall, is sitting 9-0. They're playing the 4-1 Rice. And Marshall's favored by 21. So I'm predicting them to win. So you got a 10-0 Marshall, who, obviously Marshall hasn't beaten a lot of big, top schools. But what do you do? Selection committee with the undefeated Marshall and Florida State, they haven't beaten anybody and they're undefeated. What do you do with this Marshall team? Do they make the 14 playoff or don't they? It's a question that only you can decide. Well, that wraps up Special Edition College Football Robert Sports Show. Have a spiffy night. Thanks for watching.